Oh, what a beautiful day. Phoenix has been moved. Finally. Let's go see feedbacks and suggestions.
Monarch skin. Okay, interesting. Monarch. Generally, we need a Monarch buff? Nerf Monarch price to 6 or what? Monarch sucks! Can we please lower Monarch price? Make the scope a little chunkier, I guess. Monarch rework. Buff Monarch. One-shot headshots on the Monarch. Not being parable? Oh yeah, that's a bug. Monarch hitbox is not visible in Battlegrounds. Buff Monarch? Balancing Phoenix and Monarch. Monarch. What?
Hello guys and welcome. My name is Aspi, and today I will be explaining how Monarch is balanced as it is. Monarch is the anti-material sniper available on Redliner for 8 million yen or 2000 crimsons. The stats are as follows: ease of use, expert, damage 140, draw time 1.85 seconds, bullet cost 200 heat. The Monarch is currently one of the most difficult weapons to use in the game, if not the most difficult one. Its steep learning curve and high skill ceiling makes it a devastating weapon in the hands of a skilled player, but mastering it requires a considerable time investment. In today's video, I'll teach you how to use the Monarch properly, how to reap the most benefits from it, and how to learn it quickly. So grab yourself a snack and sit down because today we're explaining Monarch 101. So now that we're in training mode, we can analyze the Monarch. This is the basic shot. You draw your weapon, scope in for around 1.5 seconds, and then shoot. So the Monarch comes in with unique perks like every other weapon in the game, like for example Castiga has scan aim, Phoenix has explosions, Siege shoots twice. The Monarch has its unique perk, which is to make the player hitbox a huge rectangle, which comes in quite handy when trying to land a shot, because instead of having the regular Roblox avatar hitbox, you can just shoot in the rectangle. And secondly, you have the ability to wallbang, up to 140 studs exactly. The more distance your bullet travels in walls, so the more distance you wallbang, the less damage you'll deal when the bullets comes out. You can wallbang up to 140 studs, and you're losing 1 damage for every 2 studs that you penetrate through a wall. So for example, I'm gonna try to shoot this NPC right here, through this wall, which isn't thick at all, and you're gonna see my damage is gonna stay almost the same. So the NPC is right there. And you can see I just killed him instantly. So, that's because... Okay, wait, I'm actually dumb. Give me a second. Okay, sorry for the inconvenience there. Now that I spawned a dummy that has actually the player's health, which is 150, we can try the Monarch better. So, the base shot does 140 damage exactly. But when you wallbang, let me spawn one again. Spawn entity. Attacking dummy. Okay, so now that dummy is spawned, let's try to wallbang him. So if you wallbang him through this wall, okay, you're gonna see that I'm gonna do less damage. 137. Okay, so I penetrate these two walls, this one and this one, which is around 6 studs, which resulted in a loss of 3 damage. And this is how the Monarch works. Now, when it comes to actually using the Monarch in-game, your goal is simple. Land as many shots as possible while avoiding misses and parries. Ideally, you don't want your shots getting parried. If you get parried, you're not going to do any damage, but your opponent will be at 75% instability, so it's not the end of the world. Meaning you can just either clash them and win a clash, or parry them, which is going to destabilize them. And when you destabilize them, you can quickly secure a kill for free. So with that in mind, here are my tips to land shots more consistently, avoiding your opponent parrying your shots, and actually mastering the Monarch. Alright, so for the first tip, use Monarch shots on destabilized opponents. When an opponent gets destabilized, their stamina, which is how many times they can dash, is reduced to 0. While it can still regenerate, they lose access to both their attacks and parries, and their UI is replaced with a countdown timer. So one thing to keep in mind though, they can still use down slam, and if they down slam you, you're gonna get 75% stability and flung up in the air, which is going to throw you off, so try to be careful for that. And so because of that, your main objective is to either destabilize your opponent or build up as much instability on them as possible before going for the shot. So you can win this by winning clashes, landing down slams, parrying your opponent, or even baiting them into parrying your Monarch shot, which instantly puts them at around 75% instability. And once your opponent is stabilized, the hard part is already done, so just keep track of their movement, line up your shot. You need to stay calm, keep your aim steady, and avoid tensing up or gripping your mouse too tightly. A clean shot here is essentially a free kill, and since Monarch refins your bullet on a successful kill, you'll be ready to just do it again. And so for my second tip, I will tell you to take advantage of wall bangs as to hide your glare. When your glare is invisible to your opponent, they have literally no way of knowing when you're going to shoot. But not only that, they won't hear your scope in either. The Monarch works in a pretty simple way. If you can see the glare, you're gonna hear the scope in. If the glare is not visible to you, you won't hear the opponent scoping in. So by hiding behind cover or walls, you can just successfully hide your glare and get a free shot. And for our third and final tip, practice and learn to appreciate the process. While using the Monarch, you will get frustrated. I'm gonna be honest, even when I started using the weapon, I was pretty mad, and I thought the weapon was actually garbage because I didn't know how to use it properly. And although it's incredibly fun to use, missing shots and losing your bullet can be pretty infuriating. And to be honest, that's just part of the learning curve. So the important thing to stick with is the more you use the Monarch, the more comfortable you'll become with its mechanics. And over time you'll start landing shots that once felt pretty impossible. Mastering Monarch isn't really about tryharding or playing like 20 hours a day. It's more about enjoying the process of gradually improving and recognizing your progress along the way. And yeah, that's just basically it. And that's all for Monarch 101. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and more importantly, I hope it helps you get better with the weapon. Have a great day, have fun in game, and I'll see you next time. Bye!